You know Hawk Nelson. This, hooked up on Skype all the way from his living room in California, is Jon, who is the lead singer of Hawk Nelson. Up bright and early in California,
How you doing,
man.
Rob?
Man, we are doing great. I hope you're doing well this morning.
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Just watching the sun begin to maybe come up.
Yeah, a beautiful sun in California, isn't it?
It's not bad, man. It's not bad at all.
So there's this little thing that we understand that's going on, and it turns out that your song is going to be featured on a commercial on TBS.
Clipped, a new comedy series.
Okay, how cool is that, Jon?
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, we heard a few weeks ago that TBS was interested in the song for this new comedy that they're doing. It's kind of like Cheers. Do you remember Cheers?
Yeah, back in the day.
Their concept is that it's like Cheers but at a barbershop, and so there's everything happens at the barbershop, and there's all these things that go on and drama that happens, and but they reached out to us and they said they loved the song Just Getting Started, and they wanted to use it as the theme song. So it's going to play in the opening credits of every episode as long as it's a show, which is amazing.
No, dude, you could be the next Cheers theme song.
I know. Wait, was that Cheers? I'm trying to remember the Cheers theme song. Where everyone knows your name.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
I want to go where everyone knows your name. Da, 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 da.
Now it's going to be Just Getting Started by Hawk Nelson.
Yeah, dude, it's really, really exciting. We're really pumped about it.
What's the story behind that song?
Yeah, so, I mean, actually, I wrote that song with a buddy of mine named Sam, and then also Jordan from The Afters. Jordan's the drummer for The Afters, and he's a fantastic producer, and so we worked on the track together, and we kind of designed it to be something that film and TV could use, because we really wanted something that was fun and uplifting and inspirational that was maybe just a little bit vague, so that various different situations it could apply to. And as you know, guys, we've as a band been through a number of changes over the years, and sometimes it's easy to feel like someone else is gonna at some point gonna be able to tell us when to quit or when to throw in the towel, and we just had this moment of, like, you know what? No. We're just getting started. Like, we really want to be the ones to decide when we start or when we finish or whatever. So it was a really, really fun sentiment to work with, to kind of go, I think there's so many people that feel knocked down sometimes, and maybe we can write a song that can pick them back up.
It's really crazy when people start thinking about themselves and theme songs. I mean, if you were to have a theme song, what would it be for you?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I mean, my favorite TV theme song was always "I'll Be There For You" by the Rembrandts that Friends was using. That was always my favorite one.
Can you sing a little bit of it?
Ever be this way?
The clap and everything, huh? So when we think of Jon from Hawk Nelson, it's now Friends.
Yeah. I love Friends. My wife and I are going through the show from front to back again. So.
Oh, so you're doing a binge-a-thon thing, huh?
A little bit. I mean, we're taking our time, because when you love a show and you're watching it a whole bunch, when you get to the end, you experience this weird sort of sadness. You're like, well, what now? Like it's almost like it's in some silly kind of way. Like we're on season 10 of Friends right now, so it's almost done. And in some weird sort of way, I'm gonna miss like Chandler and Joey and Ross and Monica.
Well, now you've got Clipped. You can watch that one, a new show to get into.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pumped. And it's been really cool actually to see some of the relationships that have formed because of that song. Out here in LA, for instance, like there's some people that don't necessarily know Jesus that we've really been able to be in contact with. That, I don't know, it's just been cool. Since my wife and I moved out here 4 or 5 months ago, just to see how relevant the gospel is here, and how little you have to do in order to live it out. Like people notice, like there's something different. I mean, they notice my wife and I. They notice our marriage, and they ask questions about that. It's just interesting when I'm meeting people in my building. There's just such a need for truth and such a need for love, and when you're living a life that's designed to give that stuff away, people notice, and it's been a really cool experience being here the last 4 or 5 months.
We're talking to Jon. He's the lead singer of Hawk Nelson. They got a song that's going to be a theme song for a sitcom that's coming out on TBS. They also have the newest song that you hear on his radio, Drops in the Ocean. I love the line, "If you want to know how far my love can go, just how deep, just how wide." Explain that a little bit, Jon.
Yeah, so that song really came out of a kind of an experience where we played a show at a youth convention, and there was a number of different speakers, and I could tell these kids were they had heard some things over the course of the convention that were weighing on them really heavily, and I think that sometimes when I was a teenager, I experienced a lot of shame and a lot of guilt, knowing that like I could never really live up to what I was hearing that God was giving me. And so at this youth convention, I was like, man, I just want these kids to know that God's crazy about them, and that like nothing can drive God away from wanting to be with these kids and be there for them. And so I got up and I said that when we played our show, and I walked off stage being like, I want to write a song that talks about the depth of God's love and just talks about driving that point home about how loved we are and how that just changes everything. And so Drops in the Ocean was really a song designed to sort of like remind us of just how much God loves us, how much forgiveness and grace there is.
Man, Jon, Hawk Nelson, it's good to catch up with you, man.
Dude, you too, Rob. Allison, good to see you guys.
We'll be able to see that online at hisradio.com. The TV app is up in Google Play and the App Store, and you'll see that entire interview right there on the replay. Here is Hawk Nelson. It's Drops in the Ocean on His Radio.